Okay, Mr. Muir here, Biology Measurement Lab. You should find a digital copy of this sheet with the 12 different stations. I can't bring all this stuff to you if you're working virtually, so you're gonna have to kind of do this virtually. I'm gonna walk you around the room to each 12 station. Okay, so at station 1, pause as you need to. It says mass of beaker, right? And so you're gonna take the beaker, put it on the scale, make sure the scale starts off at 0, and it's G for grams, so you put that on the scale. And on your paper or digitally type in 57.67 G for grams. Take that off. Station 2, I'm gonna have to explain this a little bit more in detail after a bit here, but actually station 2, where it says volume of the box, here you're gonna do in centimeters, length times width times height. That's this dimension. Here we go. There we go. One hand is a little more challenging, right? And so length times width times height. In fact, let me real quick explain number 2 over here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome to the classroom, by the way. All right. So number 2, volume of the tissue box is length times width times height. So one of those measurements, the length was 22.5 centimeters. And then the height was 12 centimeters. And the width was 9.5 centimeters, or height, width, doesn't matter. Those are the 3 measurements that we have, and if you multiply those on a calculator, your answer is 2,565 centimeters cubed. How do I get that answer, centimeters cubed? Well, centimeters times centimeters times centimeters, that's 3 centimeters, so centimeters cubed, right? That is the volume of the tissue box. Let's actually jump to number 4. It says 4 is the volume of the DVD case, and I'll show you that in a second. But again, volume equals length times width times height. Here are the lengths, widths, heights of the DVD case. Multiply those numbers together, and we get 384.75 centimeters cubed again. Again, write that number in there, and make sure you have the right units. Centimeters times centimeters times centimeters, and centimeters cubed, okay? Actually, since we're up here, let's jump to 8 and 10. As opposed to volume, 8 and 10 have to do with what's called surface area. And surface area is just the outside surface. And so there we have the length and the width, but the number of sides. And there's 6 sides. So one side is 22.5 centimeters by 12 centimeters. And there's 2 of those sides. Another side was 22.5 centimeters times 9.5 centimeters. And again, there's 2 of those sides in the tissue box. There's 2 more sides, one that's 12 by 9.5 centimeters times 2 sides. So if we multiply those numbers out, we get 540 centimeters squared for 2 sides. Another 2 sides are 427.5 centimeters squared. And the last 2 sides are 228 centimeters squared for a total of 1,195.5 centimeters squared. All right? That's the surface area. And again, I'll go show you this. In fact, I'll run over there real quick and show you. Surface area. Boom, boom. This is, again, it's a classroom. Welcome. Surface area for number 8. Number 8. So these are the 6 different surfaces. There's one surface, which is the same as this surface. But then this surface is the same as, this surface. And this surface is the same as this surface. So we have those 6 different surfaces. That means the outside. And that's where we came up with these numbers. And for number 10, the surface area of the DVD case, you can just go ahead and write this one in there. Oops, I wanted to say length times width times height. That should be length times width times the number of sides. There we go. Times the number of sides. Because there's 6 sides on the DVD case as well. The point of this is to take measurements with the metric ruler for sure, but then also compare surface area to volume. On the bigger tissue box, we get a surface area of 1,195 compared to a volume of 2,565. On the smaller DVD case, there's our surface area, 625, compared to our volume, 3,875. If you look at all this together, the point here is that if you have something bigger, in blue is the tissue box, you don't have as much surface area to volume ratio. In a smaller DVD case, you've got a more surface area compared to the volume. And the point there is that when we look at cells, cells in your body are so small because they want to have a lot of surface area, a lot of cell membrane as compared to the volume. Because if they have more cell membrane, then they have material going in and out through that cell membrane, food coming in, waste going out. Cells want a lot more surface area as compared to volume. And so the smaller cells, the better, basically. All right, those two take the longest. The next ones are easier. Again, fill out your stations, fill in those numbers with the correct units. You got to have the right units. Measuring the height of the refrigerator, we have meter sticks. Use the centimeter side. Don't use the inches side. So here's centimeters. And then if we measure the height of one, well, there's 1 meter off the ground. And then we need another one. Again, hard to do one-handed, but I'm here for you. All right? So if I put another meter on top of there, another meter stick, then I get up to 174, 170, I'm gonna say 175 centimeters, 175 centimeters. Or it is 1.75 meters. That's for length, right? And we use meters or centimeters for length. Then we have, oh, there was number 4, the volume of the DVD case. Here's the volume of a liquid. If we take this liquid, green, don't know what it is, don't drink it. Carefully pour it into the graduated cylinder. Put that glassware back. And then measure, and we see that here's 20, here's 30. So it's just below 20. I'm gonna say that's 19 milliliters, 19 mLs. Write that in. All right, over here we have temperature of a liquid. Ooh, that's a hot plate, boiling liquid. Be careful. Number 6, you're writing in, what's the temperature? Almost 100. 97 degrees Celsius. 97 degrees Celsius, right? Hot stuff. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Room temperature, number 7, temperature of a liquid. Here, it's not this spot here. That moves up and down. But there's the temperature down there. So let's see if we can see what that is. Looks like not quite 15. I'm going to say 14 degrees Celsius. There's number 8 that we already did. That's the surface area of the tissue box. Number 9, how long can you hold your breath? You might want to do this at home. Use the stopwatch feature on your smartphone or hold your breath. 3, 2, 1, hold it. All right, I could keep pretending that I'm holding my breath, but eventually you would stop. Boop. Let's say you could only hold it for 10.88 seconds. Let's go ahead and write that down, 10.88 seconds, and then you can reset it. There's like that for the next person. There's number 10, the volume of the DVD case. No, I'm sorry, the surface area. We already figured that out. Number 11 is the length of the pond ecosystem. Again, we're using centimeters, not inches. There we go, centimeters, okay? And one-handed is gonna be maybe impossible on this, but here's our pond ecosystem, all right? And we're looking at the length of this pond ecosystem. And so you put maybe 1 meter stick on that end and mark it right there. And then it goes to here. Oh, I gotta flip that around. That's kind of confusing, isn't it? Here we go. So we went 100 centimeters so far. And then if I put it right there, that's another 83. So 183 centimeters or 1.83 meters for that pond ecosystem. It's kind of cool. Right now there's just snails. We've had fish in there before. There's plants, there's algae. The last one is the scale here. You got to turn it on. The mass of a penny. Let it warm up. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's ready. Make sure the units are on G for grams. Take your penny, put it on the scale. 2.50 G for grams. Oh, 2.51 G for grams. These are pretty sensitive. Look at it. If I blow this wind, oh, it doesn't do it. Here, I'll blow. Just my air can make it change. Oh, now it says 2.49. So if we're talking thousandths of the gram, that's hardly anything. There we go. That's it.